Hej, witajcie moi drodzy, z tej strony Kina, witam was w tym odcinku dekontu. Słuchajcie, ostatnio weszliśmy sobie na górę, więc ruszamy, żeby zbadać zaginięcie naszej matki jeszcze bardziej. Czy to zdanie, które właśnie powiedziałam, miał jakikolwiek sens? To jest, powiem wam szczerze, bardzo wam dziękuję za wszystkie komentarze, łapki i wyświetlenia pod poprzednim filmikiem. Wiem, że większości z was się on nie wyświetlił. Nawet sobie nie wyobrażacie, jakie było moje zdziwienie, jak na live zapytałam, kto oglądał nową serię i było jaką nową serię, nie dostałem nic powiadomienia. Także tego. Dziękuję YouTubie. Ale jeśli trafiliście na ten odcinek, to możecie iść obejrzeć pierwszy. Takie dość ciężkie drzwi, mam wrażenie. Ktoś ma jakiś fetysz.
Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
Tato?
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Ricci, aren't you?
No.
You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope, but I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway,
Ale matka cię nie
I gotta
kochała
take
i
the
ci nic nie
envelope. It
powiedziała.
might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
Okej. Czyli coś trochę jak w lisie, mam przynajmniej wrażenie.
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow.
By the way,
Że na razie nie miał
I
wyboru,
wasn't aware
więc...
you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
Only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is commendable. But as we work together on a daily basis, it is surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Od tego już nie możemy. Z jednej strony bym powiedziała, z drugiej strony on nam nie zdradził co i jak, więc
If you know my
mam
mother,
nadzieję, że się
you
nie
will
obraził.
understand that I cannot answer you, Your Eminence. I'm sorry, but
Do not worry, my son. I perfectly understand, and I expected nothing less from you. Discretion and secrecy are both pillars of the organizations for which we work.
No właśnie, czegoś takiego się
Worthy
spodziewałam.
son of Sarah.
all the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful.
Okej.
Do you think I should give it to you?
Nie powiem, że może na mnie polegać. Polećmy z tym.
Only you know that, Your Eminence. If you're asking me if you can trust me, or if I can keep a secret, I would answer yes, absolutely.
I understand.
In truth, it all depends on the nature of the
Jakbyśmy
contents.
nalegali,
It is a list of
bo
names.
wiecie.
This list must be of extreme importance.
Ah, if only you knew. It's a list of people that your mother must help.
Okej.
Listen to me, child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
No dobra, zobaczymy. Nie mam
I
wyboru.
swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Lynch. Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large
Co jak na razie było
French
proste, natomiast mam wrażenie, że
face a
będzie
massacre organized by
trudniej.
the cursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priest's safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son.
Przynajmniej dowiedzieliśmy się
If
czegoś o
only for
matce.
her sake, always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Okay.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
No tak, rozglądamy się.
Maybe I should introduce myself to the other guests first.
Nigdzie się nie wybieramy, natomiast... O.
A cache.
Całkiem sporo. Nie ten. Okej, czyli to też mamy taki bonusik a
Fall of
propos
the Damned
rozmów.
by Rubens. The man who cannot achieve the salvation of God the Father is offered to fall into the depths of the abyss.
Nawet nie chcę myśleć, jak oni to sprzątają. Nie to, że jest naprawdę ten wiek, że
Blind Oedipus. Blinded himself.
człowiekowi w pewnym momencie życia zmieniają się tam. Priorytet już nie ma. Ale piękna sztuka, tylko ma. Boże święty, kto by to sprzątał? Nie chcę stąd wyjść.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Na początek myślę, że się gdzieś tutaj porozglądamy. O. Tu jest to nie było. Też tylko obraz. A co na obrazie tym razem? Okej. No cóż, jest też... W sensie dziwne ma upodobania.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us.
Stary.
Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi? He joins us straight from Rome.
Ale mi się tak
Oh,
wsłuchuje.
just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United
jeszcze lepiej.
States of America.
Delighted at last to make your
No
acquaintance.
oni w sumie tacy dość podobni.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Richer. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet. And you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you'll forgive my indiscretion?
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur
Myślę,
de
że
Riche's mother
może
is the
docenić to, że...
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people.
Faceci to taki plotkar, że wszędzie...
Speak for yourself, sir.
Wszędzie węszą.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why
Jakieś
we're here this
konspiracje?
time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Trochę takie nietrafione.
Seriously.
Biorąc pod uwagę...
I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Good Lord! Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the Order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
No, elo.
Shit! That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
Tak się dzieje, jak gotuje facet w kuchni i nie ogarnia, o co chodzi później. Cały ryj w mące.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I've already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
A już myślałem, że z nim pogadam.
And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Z jednej strony została z Washingtonem, żeby z nim pogadać. Z drugiej strony, no... Nie jesteśmy sami. A ten gościu też jest, chociaż... Ten gościu mnie przeraża, zostajemy z Washingtonem. Tak sobie pomyślałam, że w sumie to...
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Jeszcze cię złapię. Mam wrażenie, że jeszcze będzie okazja się mu przyjrzeć, a...
Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't
Mam
want
nadzieję,
to
że się
speak
nie
in front
obrażę,
of
że
the
go
others.
kłamałam, ale
You
no...
did well. Secrecy and discretion
are the pillars of
Wolę,
our
żeby wszyscy wokół
organization.
nie krzyczeli,
If I
że ona
can
zginęła.
help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
Mother has always had a
No tak dziwnie pytać,
fascination
że mi niekiedy
with
stoi obok.
but has never wanted to tell me why.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the order in France. It doesn't
Okay.
surprise me that he asked her to come.
Lord Mortimer greatly contributed to financing my electoral campaign, for example. But I want this to be clear, without ever seeking to gain an advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother.
Kiedy ją
When
widział
did you
ostatni
last
raz?
speak to her?
Philadelphia, 15 years ago.
Okej.
Sarah often went back and forth between France and the United States.
Tak, dość
Yes,
fest.
I remember those days. I didn't see her too often. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise.
Ale fajnie
a lot,
rozmawiał z
David.
prezydentem Stanów
May I
Zjednoczonych.
ask, when you saw each other,
Całkiem spoko
what did you
opcja.
talk about? My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truths from rumor served me well. Such as preventing
Dowiemy o tej
massacres,
matce.
like the one at Salem, from happening again. Or convincing people that horsemen cannot ride around without heads. What was it that she used to say now?
Keep an open and logical mind?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed.
No
And
zobaczymy.
I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
I wonder if Mother is still on the island. Could she not have taken a boat and left?
I don't see how. No vessel can moor closer than 200 yards. Not to mention the permanent presence of staff and servants. There is one strange thing, I grant you. This island is barely the size of Delaware, and despite that, no one has been able to locate your mother.
No to
my
tak
mother
będzie
still
ciężko.
must be on the island.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Ktoś tu komuś nie ufa.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord
Trochę
Mortimer
taka-
is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise
Za
the fact
dużo.
that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does
Jest
have some
mały kompleks.
outstanding pieces.
Sir Holmes, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons
Tak w
as
tamtych czasach, jak się nie
yourself.
przedstawi, to
Consequently,
nie
I'm
pogadasz.
counting on your indulgence.
Washington looks surprised, but Holmes doesn't seem to see it. I wonder if he's being polite or if he really doesn't see his discomfort.
On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your room.
Nie, tego pana zabierz z Sadomasą nie kręci.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Mogę bez ciebie? Powiedz mi jak, ja sobie trafię.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh,
Jakiś
man.
przytulas na
Quite a
pożegnanie?
day.
Coś tam?
Right. Where is my room?
Zanim pójdziemy do pokoju i tu się porozglądamy, jakbyś się tak nie zaczepiał o lampy, to myślę, że też by było spoko. Myślałam, że będę musiała iść z tamtym sadomaso ziomkiem, ale wygląda na to, że nie. Staram się podnosić rzeczy, zwłaszcza biorąc pod uwagę to, że jednak one się zużywają.
Ce Jacques Perru?
Tu nic nie ma. Golden Elixir. Okej. To się może przydać. Mam nadzieję, że będziemy mieć jakiś taki większy tutorial, jak tego używać.
Decorum.
Pierwsza. Nie wiem, czy tego można jakoś używać, czy jak, jeśli mam być szczera. Czy on po prostu jak to ma, to że tak powiem, wie. No powiem wam, że małe to nie jest, nie? Tutaj nie możemy i szczerze mówiąc ktoś tu widzę zrobił ładny burdel. Widzicie, tak to jest. Tacy niby wychowani, tacy wielkie po prostu głowy. Wielkie głowy narodów i tak dalej, ale kultury zero. Co mi tutaj zapinkowało? Może mi się wydawało?
Monsieur Johann van Wunder.
Sorry, ale... Wiecie, jak u mnie jest z nazwami niemieckojęzycznymi. Tu sobie nie pójdziemy. Dajcie mi znać, czy wam nie przeszkadza, jak tak sobie zwiedzam, natomiast nie ukrywam, że chciałabym tą rozgrywkę jak najlepiej tutaj rozegrać i... Hajs porozrzucany po tym leży.
President George Washington.
O. Niby tak naprawdę taka wyższa sfera, dziury w kieszeniach i noros. O to mi chodzi, jeśli mam być szczera. I tu się sobie zużyła coś, czego nie powinnam.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Czyli George ma pokój jeszcze dalej.
Huh, that's me.
Okej. Natomiast jeszcze się tutaj nie udamy. Jeszcze sobie tu pobiegamy. Czyli tu?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Myślę, że dość ciekawe imię. No dobra. No to chyba było moje.
Right. But what should I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do? Okay, let's see what it contains. Too bad for Piaggi.
Mam nadzieję, że nie sprawdzi tego w żaden sposób.
Mr. French countryman. Piaggi wasn't lying. But now it's opened. I'd better get it to mother soon.
No. Upadłam, się otworzyło.
Nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
Ja trzeba przyznać, że chociaż jak tak patrzę na te obrazy, to chyba tak niekoniecznie bym tutaj chciała cokolwiek. O, wyszedłeś sobie na ten. No, ciężko było, żeby matka to w pław popłynęła. A, to jest moja sypialnia. Czy on już mi pójdzie do łóżka? A te kołderki mi nie dali? Już mi dupka zmarznie. Naprawdę nie chciałabym w... Myślę, że to jest pierwsza część epizodu. Jak czy... No nie wiem, że czegoś nie znalazłam. Ale levelek nam się wbił. Nie wiem, czy nie skoczyć sobie... Skoczyłam na pewno tak, tak. Chyba bym to tak zrobiło. Mogliśmy sobie otworzyć jeden. A, czyli to jest jakiś quest w ogóle, no dobra. Znowu mam jakąś wizję.
Your turn?
Okay.
The servants are not very efficient.
De Richet can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the island.
From what I've understood, the search of de Richet's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
Aha.
That might come
Zaoszczędził se na pokoju.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game.
Ciekawostka, nie umiem grać w szachy.
Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear. I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late. And we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this. Come.
Jaki foszek. Męskie fochy są najgorsze. Panowie, nie róbcie tak. Dziwnie to wygląda, jak on za nim tupta w tej piżamie.
A little nighttime stroll, Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
On jest tak wredną po
Corridors seem
prostu.
quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
No, powiem wam, że... Chłopie, weź, że ty się udaj do lekarza, bo krwawienia został w takiej częstotliwości w tym wieku to raczej nie jest najzdrowsza. Hold down the door. Okej. Dobra, słuchajcie, ja myślę, że my sobie tutaj skończymy odcinek. Poznajmy prezydenta, poznajmy prezydenta i zrobiliśmy wała kardynała. Mam nadzieję, że odcinek wam się podobał i standardowo komentujcie, subskrybujcie, łapcie w górę mnie widziane. Pozdrawiam was, kina, trzymajcie się i cześć!